I'm Dr. B, and this is the Becoming Better conversation where you get to hear, see, and become. And today I have the rare privilege of having the biggest convener of the biggest food fest in Africa in the person of
Aramide Olusunle.
So he's the founder of Abuja Eats, one of the most popular food blogs in Nigeria and Africa. Thank you for coming on the show today.
Thank you for having me.
All right. As the convener of the biggest food festival in Nigeria and in Africa, how long have you been in the food space? And more importantly, what has been your motivation for staying this long?
I think, first of all, I've been in the game for a decade, actually over a decade.
Yeah.
Over a decade.
Yeah.
So I think the secret, which it sounds very cliche, but it's actually just authenticity and consistency.
Wow.
I know they're not easy. They do sound easy, but they're not easy. But those two things, you stick to them and you go far.
Yeah. And you said authenticity and consistency. And one thing that is, because I'm saying this because I know the behind the scenes story, right? Where you started from and where you are now. And the game has changed like very well since then. So my question or the follow-up question would be, how have you remained relevant? Like as the game has changed from different levels, because now we're talking about voiceovers, we're talking about video content, but you were doing this thing where Instagram was just a baby, when it was really just captions and just pictures,
just a cute caption,
exactly,
a video.
Like you were actually reviewing.
Yes.
So like how have you stayed consistent over the years?
So I think the word is adaptability.
Yeah.
You have to move with the trends. When it got to just posting videos, I was posting videos, putting my captions. You notice that the captions were way longer then.
Yeah.
Because you are doing more
People
writing.
still had
They still had the bandwidth to read.
To read,
you know, you can even write, it can be like, oh, this is the reason why I don't recommend this.
Exactly.
This. But you notice that it started getting, the attention span started getting shorter.
Yeah.
And then you had to be more innovative. They told us to start using voiceovers.
Yeah.
After voiceovers, they said we should start using the on-screen captions.
Yeah, the overlay text.
After that, they said we should stop making our videos 2 minutes. It has to be less than 1 minute. After that, you know, so you just have to keep on, you know, adapting to the latest trends. That's the only way you can stay relevant.
Bro, and it sounds like work, but you just say authenticity and consistency, and
yeah,
it just looks like fancy.
Yeah. There's nothing fancy about it. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of research. You have to keep on scrolling. What do I do differently? How did this guy get 1 million views? How are people so engaged in their content? What are they doing differently? So you have to try to adapt, take out what you're doing before and try and bring in the new ideas.
Yeah, and I love that thing you said about research, right? I saw a video recently where Opeyemi was saying something that he has, quote and unquote, conquered the food industry, right? How that he knows how to shoot an amala video, different from like a rice video or a continental dish or whatever, right? So like, I just want you to like hammer on that point of research, knowing how to like iterate and change your style according to the feedback, analytics, and the rest.
So I think for that, it's more about the research in that aspect is more about getting into the viewer's minds.
Yeah.
It takes a lot of time to try to understand what they want to see.
Takes a lot of time.
Yeah. That's where the research comes in. You have to, because to you might just be like, oh, if I'm doing a video of rice, then I'll show the rice and the chicken, you know.
Yeah.
But then what do people actually want to see when you're making amala?
Yeah.
Amala is local food.
Yeah.
So instead of doing a video of amala on a plate, they would most likely want to see the
lady doing
exactly, which is different from rice because nobody really wants to see anybody cooking rice. What they would rather want to see is, you know, maybe the serving of the rice or someone eating the rice. So those kind of things are the things that you can't just come up with on your own. It takes time to, you try to study the human behavior. You want to know, what do these people want to see? So what does the internet say these people want to see? You know, so it goes beyond just posting a video and, you know,
and it always marvels me the amount of work that goes behind a 30-second, 45-second video. Like, can you say more about that? Because it's like cooking, right? You cook for 2 hours and then you eat for like 2 minutes.
So So this thing you just said is, it reminded me of when on my rate card there's the option of doing a 30-second video and a 1 minute video, and the cost of the 30-second video, the man was like, I should pay that amount
for just 30
seconds. He was like, him too, he can just do a 30-second video.
Yeah.
I was like, should I sit this man down and explain to him that this 30-second video could have taken me a good 1 week?
Yeah.
You know? So to shoot, there's the shooting, there's the editing, there's the preview. I could spend a whole day choosing a song. I could spend a whole day or two choosing a song. So I think choosing the song and choosing the way the video should be shot, the direction of the video alone, these are all things that take time.
Yeah.
Right. So it begs the question of
the amount of time you use to prepare it, and then the final product as well.
So the final product might look small. It might look like not much has gotten it, but trust me, like that's the reason why people charge a lot.
And I'm going to ask you a question that is on everybody's mind right now. Why is content creation so expensive?
Thank you very much for that question. Okay, first of all, expensive is relative.
Yeah.
Because different people have their definitions of expensive.
Yeah.
I worked with someone, I won't call anybody, I worked with them like I think 6 years ago.
Yeah.
And that year I think I charged them like 80K or 70K. And they called me this year. And
for the same thing?
Yeah, for the same thing. And they were like, oh, I don't know if you remember, but you did it. I was like, oh, I remember you guys very well. So they were like, they want to do the same thing, and they're willing to add, 100K on top of it. So I couldn't remember how much I charged them that year, but I was like, yeah, no, well. So they were like, same account details, yeah. And I was like, yeah. So when I received the money, I was like, hello, what's going on here? They were like, yeah, now that we've added. I was like, nah, like there's nothing, even to post a carousel or a story is not that low, right? So the point I'm driving at here is when you're paying for content, you're paying for a lot more than just the video. You're paying for access to that person's audience. Yeah. Now that audience was not built in a day. It took a lot of time. It took a lot of work. It took a lot of personal resources. If you ask people that started a food blog, they started with their own money. Nobody just woke up one day and then, they were getting paid to shoot. It's personal experience, personal resources. In fact, for the first year, I can guarantee you're spending your money as a food blogger. So this is years
buying the food.
Yeah, buying the food. Sometimes you would even go somewhere and be like, I want to do a blog. Yeah, they tell you to pay. And let's not even talk about the ones that would outrightly tell you no.
Yeah.
So there are a lot of times where you are struggling. So when somebody says, how much would you charge for this video? You're not just charging them for going to create
it's the years.
Yeah, the years of experience.
Thank you.
The audience that they are giving to you, and the influence that they have on those people.
Yeah.
So there's something I like to call social currency, right? If somebody pays you to post something, let's say you have just like 10,000 followers or thereabout, you know that these 10,000 followers, you have them in a chokehold.
Yeah.
I have a football match. I want you to call your football people to come and watch. You know that if you post this thing, out of those 10,000 people, 1,000 people are pulling up.
Yeah.
That I would charge you #1 million for that if I had that. That clout. Do you get me? I'll charge you because I know that come rain or shine, if I post this thing, you're expecting 1,000 people here. Why would I want to give that out for cheap?
Yeah.
Now there are other people who have 300K followers, but they know that
they can't command.
Yeah, they can't command that amount of influence. So that's why I say it's relative. It depends on. So if somebody says, "Oh, I want you to post this for me," and then you're being charged #1 million, and you're like, look at how many followers this person has. So I don't think it's a followers thing. Yeah. You should do your research and see the kind of command they have on their audience, right? But that being said, I don't want restaurants or businesses to feel pressured to paying ridiculous amounts.
Yeah.
If you approach someone, you see that the rate is too high, find someone else that fits into what you have, someone that aligns with what you have.
Okay.
And I also don't want influencers to also feel like they have to reduce their prices. If you know that this is what you're offering, and you know
this is your value.
Yeah, this is your value. Stick to it. You'll find everybody has the person that will find them useful. Stick to it. Find the person that can afford you, and everybody is happy.
So if I get you correctly now, what people are paying for is not just the 30-second video or the carousel.
You're not paying for the 30
You're
second.
paying for the audience, the influence that the person commands. And that's what we should be looking at, right? The people who actually command influence, not just people who have large number of followings or have the equipment to pay. Okay, that's
because even the equipment, there's a lot that goes, I wouldn't bore you guys. There's a lot that goes into the whole thing. And when people say, oh, just because of this small video, it stresses me out, man. It stresses me out. But yeah, let me not hold you guys down.
Okay. I think we're at the point where I can ask you this question, right?
Okay.
So, what has been your most painful experience in this content journey, and what would you do differently if you were to go back with all that you know now?
I could definitely speak about what I have done differently.
Yeah.
I don't really recall a lot of painful experiences.
Yeah.
I mean, I say it with a deep sense of humility. I was actually one of the first food bloggers at the time.
I actually agree with that.
Yeah, I didn't really have bad experiences. It was more of, wow, we've seen you before. What do we offer you? And stuff like that. So I didn't really have many of that. And at the time, I didn't even know I was meant to be getting paid. So I can't even say, oh, I feel bad.
You're actually doing it for the love of the game.
Yeah, I was just doing it for the love of the game. I didn't really. So not many painful experiences, I would say. But what I could have done differently is to take it as a business early enough.
Yeah.
I didn't see. In fact, for the longest, people ask me, so how do you make money out of this? You've gotten 1,000 followers. How do you make money out of this? You've gotten 5,000 followers. How do you make money out of this? You've gotten 10. It kept going, and I honestly started asking myself, how do I actually make money out of this? So I could have made it a business earlier if I just sat down and thought about it. But this whole love of the game thing, it went on for too long. It was till maybe 3-4 years ago, to be honest, that I started saying, okay, you know what, this is how much I'll charge you for doing this. So definitely, if I was to change anything that I did in the past, when I just started, I would have found a way to create a business model out of it.
So I'm guessing this is like a tip for somebody who is just starting out, right?
Definitely.
So can you give like 2 more tips? Okay, somebody's just starting out, content creation, food space. I know the perfume space is coming up now. Yes. I saw shoe content as well.
Yes, shoe content.
A lot of things with the 20.
20
don't worry. Off your mic. So somebody had a conspiracy theory that nobody bought that shoe.
I have that same conspiracy theory because I was like, okay, who bought this?
Let the person come out. Let's see.
You bought this shoe, please raise your hand. Because
okay, but 2 more tips that you give somebody just starting out content creation.
2 more tips. I've already mentioned how you should take it as a business from the start. Another tip is, again, authenticity.
Yeah.
Do what works for you. I know you also have to do your research and find out what is in the market and what is trending. But out of those things, do the one that works for you, the one that aligns with your goals, so that it gives you
and your personality.
It gives you. It helps you to be able to stand alone at some point without a script, without a handout, because you already know what you want. You're authentic to yourself. You know that this is kind of content I'm doing, and this is what I want to achieve with this content. And then lastly, another tip is start. Just start. In fact, start before you think you're ready. Just start. So if you have to wait till you get new gear, or you have to wait till you get the iPhone 17, then the iPhone 17 comes out and then now they're saying iPhone 18 is the better one, so you have to wait till you get iPhone 18, or your voice, you have to wait, your voice is not good now. Just start. Start, treat it as a business, and be authentic. You do those 3 things, you're a star.
Okay, so this is my favorite question, right? My favorite question.
Okay.
Rami's kitchen. 2 words. Rami's Kitchen. You opened Rami's Kitchen a few years ago. I absolutely loved the place. What's that burger again? What's the name of that burger? Double something.
It was the one with the
Double
big
patty.
bang, the
Big bang. The big bang.
Yeah,
That's
the big
right.
bang.
Double patty. See,
This is taking me down memory lane.
bro, I'm upset. I'm legitimately upset that Rami's Kitchen is not a thing right now, and I can't wait for the comeback. So, very quickly, what happened? When is it coming back? I'm not even asking if it's coming back, but what happened and when is it coming back?
So, contrary to public opinion, it looked as though I stopped or I gave up or I found other things to do that were worth more of my time.
Yeah.
But I think I realized that consistency doesn't necessarily mean, just
Doing more stuff.
Yeah. Sometimes consistency also means being honest with yourself about where exactly you should be
right now.
So if consistency means, keeping this aside and following a path of growth, which I did, and I think that's exactly what happened. I realized that there were some other things I needed to do, and Rami's Kitchen was in the way. So it's always been my brainchild. It's always been there, but I had to put it aside, do a few things. I dipped what the industry needed from me, and it felt like there were more things that I could offer than Rami's Kitchen, right? So, I started a consultancy thing. We started doing events, and there was a whole lot on the table. So Rami's Kitchen can always find its way back into this thing I've created.
Can't wait.
Yeah, because say I'm doing an event, Rami's Kitchen can be a vendor. If I'm doing, so now I feel like now is the time where Rami's Kitchen can
actually come in.
Yeah. So.
And I loved what you said. Consistency isn't always doing the thing. It's actually knowing where you are and what you can show up for at the time, and do what is necessary so that you can have enough leverage to come back even bigger and better.
Exactly.
Wow. So it's been awesome. And I just want you to say one thing to that young person watching this who wants to become better at anything. We're not saying content creation, we're not saying food, we're just saying in life generally. Somebody's coming out of uni or getting into uni or just trying to take their life seriously at whatever age or stage they are. What is that one word that you want to leave with them even as we wrap up?
Don't let anybody tell you you can't do it.
Wow, powerful words. Don't let anybody tell you that you can't do it. Yeah, Rami's Kitchen, aka the biggest food blogger
in the whole of Nigeria,
in the whole of Nigeria, in the whole of Africa, the whole of the world. It's been an awesome time. It's been an awesome conversation with you. Thank you for coming on the Becoming Better conversation with Dr. B.
Thank you so much.
This is where, like I said, you get to hear, see, and become better. And until next time, have a wonderful day.